Are you feeling trapped? Trapped by the endless cycle of buying things, hoping they'll bring happiness, only to find yourself wanting more? Do you feel enslaved by your own desires and the pressure to keep up with the crowd? If so, congratulations. You've entered the status trap. In our hyper-consumerist world, we're constantly bombarded with messages telling us that we need the latest gadgets, the trendiest clothes, and the most luxurious experiences to be happy. But is this really true? Or are we just being manipulated by a clever system designed to keep us trapped? In today's video, we're going to uncover the status trap, that invisible force that manipulates your desires, distorts your choices, and pulls you away from true freedom. Inspired by the book The Psychology of Money, this content will show you how to escape the cycle of comparison and start building real wealth, the kind that brings peace, purpose, and autonomy. Housel took a deep dive into the psychology of wealth. He discovered that financial freedom isn't just about numbers, it's about mindset. And breaking free from society's expectations is the first step toward living a life aligned with who you truly are. If you're ready to see money through a new lens and build a more conscious and free future, you are in the right place. This is From Book to Life, where we turn powerful book ideas into practical tools for real life. Let's get started. Welcome to the Status Trap, where we dive into the dark side of consumerism and help you become financially free. Before we begin, I want you to consider one thing. What if everything you thought you needed for happiness was actually just an illusion? A carefully crafted lie designed to keep you trapped in a cycle of endless consumption and unfulfilling purchases. It's time to wake up and see through the lies. Because the truth is, you deserve so much more than the empty promises of material possessions. So if you're ready to shatter the illusion and discover the path to true fulfillment, join me on this journey. Let's break free from the status trap together. Now, before we get started, I want you to ask yourself, am I addicted to shopping? Do I find myself constantly drawn to buy things I don't need? If so, then it's crucial that we understand the warning signs of the status trap so that we can take steps to avoid falling into its clutches. Let's begin. First, we have to understand the anatomy of the status illusion. This is the idea that buying certain things will make us happier, but in reality, those things are just symbols that hold no real value. To start, let's take a look at the ecosystem of modern consumerism. Our world today is driven by consumer behavior. Companies rely on our desire for new products to fuel their profits. This desire is often manufactured through clever marketing and advertising techniques that play on our emotions and create a sense of urgency. For example, fast fashion brands entice us with the promise of trendy, affordable clothing, while tech companies tempt us with the latest gadgets promising to make our lives easier. Next, we need to understand the architecture of desire. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. Marketers exploit this by creating products and experiences that promise to fulfill our desires and alleviate our frustration. They use techniques like scarcity and exclusivity to increase the perceived value of their offerings, making us feel like we need these things to be part of an elite group. Then there's the role of social media advertising. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok are filled with ads that promote products and lifestyles that we might want to emulate. These ads are specifically tailored to our interests and browsing history, making them highly effective at influencing our purchasing decisions. Another important factor is constant comparison. We live in a highly competitive society where we're constantly comparing ourselves to others. This can lead us to feel inadequate and like we need to buy things to keep up appearances. Whether it's the size of our homes, the cars we drive, or the clothes we wear, the pressure to conform can be overwhelming. External validation is another key component of the status trap. We're conditioned to seek approval from others as a form of validation. When we receive compliments on our appearance or our possessions, it creates a sense of satisfaction and reinforces our desire to buy more of the same things. And finally, we have the cycle of status enslavement. Once we start buying things to meet societal expectations, we become trapped in a cycle of debt and consumption. We justify our purchases by telling ourselves that we deserve it or that it's an investment in our happiness, when in reality, we're just feeding into the system. So if you're starting to feel like you're caught in the status trap, don't worry. You're not alone. The good news is that with some self-awareness and a willingness to change, you can break free and create a life that's more authentic and fulfilling. To understand how deep this problem runs, we need to take a deeper dive into the psychological aspects of the status trap. First, we have exposure. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with images of luxury and excess through lifestyle content. Magazines, TV shows, social media feeds, and even YouTube videos all contribute to creating a culture of overconsumption. The problem is that this constant exposure to aspirational lifestyles can lead us to believe that we need to buy expensive things to be happy. Next, we have following influencers. Many influencers have built their entire brand around promoting a certain lifestyle. They may showcase designer clothes, luxury vacations, or high-end technology, all in the name of entertainment. However, this can create a sense of envy and the feeling that we need to buy similar items to improve our own lives. Then there's the issue of constant comparison. Social media platforms make it easy to compare our lives to those of others. Whether it's the number of likes we get on our posts or the fancy cars our friends are driving. This constant comparison can lead to feelings of inadequacy and the belief that we need to buy more things to keep up. But what does it mean for your finances? Well, let's take a look at the status trap behavior score. This score helps you determine how susceptible you are to the dangers of the status trap. Rate each of these statements on a scale of 1 to 3, with 1 being strongly disagree and 3 being strongly agree. Then add up your scores for each category on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being the lowest risk and 10 being the highest risk. Here's your status trap diagnosis. If you scored between 0 and 4, congratulations. You're in the clear. You have a low risk of getting caught in a status trap. Your financial future is looking bright. If you scored between 5 and 7, you're in the yellow zone. You have a moderate risk of getting caught in the status trap. You should be aware of the warning signs and take steps to protect yourself. If you scored between 8 and 10, you're in the red zone. You have a high risk of getting caught in the status trap. It's time to take action and break free from the cycle of consumerism. Let's move on to the next layer of defense. Protection systems. Now that you know your status trap risk level, it's time to take action. Think of this section as your protection system, the shield that will guard you against the attacks of consumerism. We'll cover 3 layers: technological, content, and psychological. Technological. Our first line of defense is technology itself. There are various tools available that can help us resist the temptation to consume mindlessly. For instance, ad blockers prevent targeted advertising from appearing on our browsers, reducing the likelihood of impulse purchases. Content filters can be used to curate our social media feeds, blocking out negative or triggering content that promotes overconsumption. Financial tracking apps allow us to monitor our spending habits, categorizing our expenses and providing insights into our financial behavior. These apps can send alerts when we're exceeding our budget for a particular category, helping us stay on track. Content. Beyond technological tools, the content we consume plays a significant role in shaping our desires and consumption patterns. By being mindful of the content we expose ourselves to, we can reduce the influence of the status trap. Engaging with content that promotes minimalism, financial independence, or conscious consumerism can help shift our mindset away from excessive consumption. For example, following accounts that share tips on frugal living, DIY projects, or secondhand shopping can inspire us to find value in experiences rather than material possessions. Psychological. Finally, our psychological well-being is crucial in resisting the status trap. Building a strong sense of self-awareness, practicing gratitude, and developing a clear understanding of our values can help us make conscious choices that align with our goals and aspirations. Engaging in activities that bring us joy and fulfillment, such as hobbies, volunteering, or spending time in nature, can provide alternative sources of happiness that don't involve material possessions. As you navigate these protection systems, remember that it's a continuous process. Stay vigilant, adapt your strategies, and celebrate your progress along the way. By taking these steps, you'll be better equipped to handle the challenges of consumerism and make more intentional choices about your spending habits and lifestyle. Now that we've discussed the importance of safeguarding ourselves against the status trap, it's time to shift our focus to building quiet wealth. Building quiet wealth is a strategy that involves accumulating wealth gradually and steadily without drawing attention to ourselves. This approach allows us to prioritize our financial security and freedom without the pressure of societal expectations or the temptation to engage in conspicuous consumption. A key aspect of building quiet wealth is adopting a long-term perspective. Instead of seeking quick financial gains, we should focus on making consistent, sustainable investments that grow over time. By embracing delayed gratification, we can avoid impulsive spending and direct our resources toward building a secure financial future. Financial freedom is the ultimate goal. This means having enough wealth to support our desired lifestyle without relying on a job or income from others. Achieving financial freedom allows us to live life on our own terms, pursue our passions, and take risks without the fear of financial repercussions. The road to financial freedom begins with setting clear financial goals. By establishing specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals, we create a roadmap for our financial journey. These goals should encompass various aspects of our financial well-being, such as emergency savings, retirement planning, and debt reduction. To achieve our financial goals, it's essential to develop healthy financial habits. This includes creating a budget, tracking expenses, saving regularly, and diversifying our income streams. By adopting these practices, we establish a solid foundation for building wealth and achieving financial stability. It's important to remember that building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires patience, discipline, and a willingness to embrace long-term strategies. By staying committed to our financial goals and continuously improving our financial literacy, we can pave the way toward a future of financial freedom. Embracing the principles of quiet wealth can be a transformative journey, allowing us to redefine success on our own terms and live a life that reflects our true values and aspirations. As you continue on this path, I encourage you to stay curious, keep learning, and stay committed to building a future that brings you true fulfillment and financial security. Thank you for joining me in this reflection on the status trap and the path to true wealth. The truth is, real wealth is quiet. It's not about impressing others with things, but about having peace, purpose, and the freedom to live life on your own terms. Breaking free from the status trap means taking back control of your choices. It means letting go of comparison and starting to live with intention. So I invite you to reflect. What does true freedom mean to you? If this message resonated with you, give the video a like, share your biggest insight in the comments, and subscribe to From Book to Life, where we turn powerful book ideas into tools for real-life growth. And if you're ready to take the next step on your journey, check out the other videos here on the channel. Until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and remember, you don't need more things to be more yourself.